Hello everybody, welcome in. Today we're going to be replacing the stepper motors for these gauges. This is out of a Bobcat device. We have the stepper motors right here. Let's get to it. Gotta use that handy dandy magnetic dish. You don't want these screws to sprout legs. And this one's got these little plastic clips in here. Just going to work each clip off. I'm giving good pressure so that they don't re-clip. Oh, look, somebody's been in here before. Before me. Before me. Alright. Oh, look at that. Some discoloration on the plastic. Let's see, this little ribbon cable is just going to slide right off. Oh, there's dielectric grease on here, that's why. Looks like it's kind of greasy looking. It's dirty, it's actually just dielectric grease. So, let's see. Let's get these parts out of the way. So it looks like the way that these are sitting is they're probably going through the board and they're soldered on the top side. So we'll need to take this plastic housing off first. Let's use the manual version of the screwdriver. Before I take these completely off, I think I'm going to take these off. Sometimes these usually just pop straight off. Yeah, that one just popped off real nicely. So the video cut out just a little bit. All I just do is took 4 screws off the back after that second dial came off, and that plastic piece just comes right off. There's no glue, just 4 screws, no problem. And whoa. Let's get some of that plastic conformal coating stuff off. It looks like it scrapes off pretty easy here. Maybe we could just use the back of this. Oh yeah, that comes off real nice. Now this stuff is not on here very tough. It comes off real easy. But alright, next we need to desolder these right off the board. So let's boot up the soldering iron, again. Oh, it's already on. Both on. We've got our handy dandy air fan. And I have a nifty little trick I like to add solder already to these little spots here. Just add solder, because if you got that lead-free solder, it gets it doesn't flow very well. So I like to make sure that I add some good lead solder. It helps the solder move real nice. Now we're going to use the desolder machine. This is a Hacko FR301. This little guy, you just put him on right there. And it just takes the solder right out. I'm just using a little back pressure on the pulling on this while I'm taking those off. Look through them, make sure that you can see all the way through those holes. There's nothing stuck in there. Sometimes you can hold on to the part. This one in particular, it works. Sometimes the part gets so hot you can't hold on to it. And you just use the machine. Let me tell you, if you don't have one of these desolder machines, you gotta get one. These things really make it handy. Makes quick work, and then they just come right off. So those are the old ones. There's the old ones. I've got the new ones in this little bag. So that just fits in there real nice. Those little plastic tabs hold that in place so that it doesn't fall out. Let's just do one at a time here. Oops. Okay. Check this again. Make sure the holes are nice and clear. They look pretty good. Set this in so that those pins come all the way through each of the holes. They don't get stuck, they don't get bent. Make sure it's pushed all the way in. I got a nice little click out of it. Make sure I'm close enough to the fume extractor so it doesn't blow up in my face. Alright, let's see how we did. Solder looks pretty nice. Okay. And that's it. I'm going to put this back on. Before I do, I'm going to clean these contacts, because if the guy before me took it off and got those dirty, well, we just want to make sure they're good and clean. So I'm just going to use some of my favorite Winco brand rubbing alcohol. Gotta have Winco brand. It's the very best. It's like the cheapo version of Costco that you don't have to have a membership for. I mean, come on, who can? Winco's the best, man. Let's clean that off. I do also have some contact cleaner that I like to use here. What we'll do is I'll use the other side of the Q-tip. Spray a little on there. This stuff tends to leave just a little bit of a residue, and I like it. Keeps it nice and clean. Keeps it kind of like a dielectric grease. It's good stuff. So if you take these, you put the screw in there, when you're screwing into plastic like this, the plastic will take the shape of those thick threads. And if you don't quite get the threads to match up, you'll have to cut new threads, and it's a lot harder. So if you back the screw off until you get to, you'll feel it kind of click, just like that. Let's turn that off. Get that out of the way. You back that screw off until you feel that click, then you're setting right in those old thread pattern, and you just tighten it back down again. That way you don't have to cut new threads and potentially mess up the plastic. We're going to stick these right back in. I don't want to push them in too far. I want them just as far as they were before, which is right off the plastic. So I don't want it to touch and scrape the plastic. And that's it. Put it back in here before I put it back in. These lenses are super dirty. I think you can kind of see that. We're going to clean that off before I put those away. Just going to use a little rubbing alcohol. See, these feel like they might actually be glass. If they really are glass, we could probably use Windex, but just get those nice and clean and dry, and don't leave any residue or let any of that leftover fuzz or from the towel. Just try to get all that cleaned off real nice. You're not going to be able to get back in there very easily to clean it a second time. Clean the front while I'm here so I can make sure that what I'm cleaning is on the right side. Yeah, that should be fine. Set this back in there. No debris. See if it finds its little spot. There it is. I'm going to reconnect this cable. Make sure that's sitting down and right where it's supposed to be. Get this to kind of find its spot. Doesn't want to go. There it goes. It needs a little more pressure. I'm just checking to make sure that all the connectors, all those hooks all get set right in place. And they all click into place. And then just finish screwing these back in. This was how the customer delivered it, in this condition, just like you see. No other wires, no other parts, no other pieces. There you go. Finished product. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to drop them in the comment section. If you think I could do better and you have a suggestion on how I could do a better job, please. I'd love to hear it. Thanks. See you on next time.